questions, and I'm not getting answers. Listen, yank that plug and I want to hear.
You full of That's what you are. You full of Now take that to the bank and cash that damn check.
All right. Damn, the weather's horrible. Let's start there. I brought my iPad. That's how you know we're organized. Yeah. Before starting this video, I would like to preface one thing. I have come to the executive decision that I will no longer be listening to any recommendations from Twitter, because the last 4 days have been the most anxious, the most stressed, and the most traumatizing for me because I watched a Squid Game. So here we are.
What you say? What you say?
Hey guys, what's poppin'? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy ehis. We're back and we're better, we're Gucci and ever, and the cool kid is back at it again with another video. In today's video, we're launching a new series, which I tweet about. Welcome to Everything Wrong With, where I will basically be using the space to be in my commentary bag. I have a lot of things to say about a lot of things. I don't know, this rain in the background is giving me sleep cycle app, like help sleep with the sound of rain. So if I fall asleep in this video, don't blame me, blame God. As I was saying, shout out to that, welcome to episode 1. Gang. Back to today's video. I watched Squid Game, but let me tell you what happened prior to me watching it. Everyone was talking about it. What did ehis do? Let me tell you what ehis did. Ehis went to the App Store to download Squid Game because he thought it was a game. Like, I thought, oh, is it Flappy Bird? A new game, I don't want to miss out. So I went on App Store and I couldn't find anything. Then a friend told me it was a Netflix show, so I said, oh, I got Netflix. So we watched Squid Game. This is where I'm gonna pause the video and say, spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched it, pause the video right here because the video is not going anywhere. Take the next 2-3 days to watch the show and fall down the hole that is Squid Game, and then make an attempt to claw your way back to normalcy. And when you're sane again, press play. I've structured the video in this way where we'll discuss one of like the major themes for me, capitalism, then do like character analysis, then we're talking about the games, because I was going to make it the plot, but I feel like the games drive the plot, and then lastly the ending, which I'm not a fan of, and I will be suing once I've finished editing this video. Before starting, the summary: 456 people who are all in debt. Well, 455, but we'll get into that later. 456 people who are like all in debt are basically coming together to play like children's games, games of kids games. Basically to come together to play all these like childhood games to win 45.6 billion won, which approximately what, was it 25 mil? Let me check. Approximately 25 million. I was right. That's basically like the premise of the game. Now let's get started. Our underlying theme, capitalism is bastard. This is my intro and also the conclusion for this video essay. My major takeaway was that capitalism doesn't breed innovation. It breeds immorality, inequality, and desperation. The game in itself, would I go as far to say it represented the economy? Yes. The wheel of capitalism was controlled by these VIP people. We will come back to this, but it was very interesting that I started hearing American accents and seeing white skin. I started seeing palm-colored skin and hearing American accents, and I knew what we were in for. And I think my second takeaway, we have like egoism and humanism like existing next to each other. If you don't know these terms, that's fine. I think I'd explain it through the characters. So like humanism, we see through, I can't pronounce their names, so I refer to them as what I call them in my head. Our protagonist, Sang Ji-han, player 456, that's like humanism. So the whole like putting others before yourself, trying your best to like stay moral within corruption. Then we have egoism, which is that shiesty little Sang, that little snake. So that's like egoism, the whole like, listen, I gotta make it for myself. Links back to like this trope of like brothers fighting brothers. I call it the Cain and Abel trope, and this is quite common in media. Like, just going off the top of my head, we have what, the originals, Vampire Diaries, Lion King, anything that's situated within Greek mythology. So like, you know, brothers just fighting. Not me though, built different. I don't do all that. Let's start with our character analysis. Player 456. Yeah, very much giving irresponsible man-child. By the looks of things, he be owned the whole of South Korea money. Damn. He's a gambling addict, his mother is diabetic, and we found out that she needs surgery. Every day I'm reminded that people are better than me. And I'm fine with that. Like, it would sound incredibly selfish, but that's quite on brand for me. I admire the goodness that is in humanity, but I don't subscribe to it. Let me put it that way. A lot of his choices in that game would not have been made by me. You see, when he like felt bad about like bamboozling that old man, in a heartbeat, in a click and in a heartbeat, I would've, sorry, scamming you. In my head, I just kept thinking, if he won the money, would he live long enough to spend it? No, chasty little sango. So he's obviously the childhood friend, and he's like our written villain. He's an investment banker who was, I think, laundering money from clients and stuff, and then they were like after him, the police was after him. Yeah, the whole kind of like moral debate between him and our protagonist was good TV. Like, I don't know what these Korean writers are eating, but I think Hollywood needs to be fed a little. The third character we'd have to discuss is my girlfriend. First of all, before going into what she did in the show, sis needs to be booked. Sis needs to be booked and be busy. A hottie with a body. A North Korean refugee who's now in South Korea, works as a pickpocket. Her brother is in an orphanage, and she wants to like win this money to obviously provide for her family, bring her mother over. I personally eat up. Anytime you give me the Lone Ranger to vulnerability trope, gobble gobble. He's Willie. Then you have Lil Dead and Gone Sherlock Holmes, who obviously was here to find his brother, snuck his way into the game, and was now found a mission to take down the whole system, take down the operation. And again, we're just showing that, like, you know, one man can't take down the whole system that exploits people. Damn, we keep coming back to my thesis, capitalism is bastard. Really and truly, I just thought he was doing a little too much, because for me, there gets the point where you have to say, you know what, I love my brother, but this shit dangerous as hell, so I'm just gonna go. That wicked little old man. That wicked little old man. And I've now also concluded I will no longer be trusting old people, apart from my parents when they're aged, but even that. My first suspicion was the first time I saw him, because everyone in the room seemed like middle-aged. No one was giving pension out. So when I saw this old man, I said, but then I just brushed it off like, you know what, cool, he's here, he's here. But the moment I knew that something was stinking was his tug of war speech, where he was like, oh, I used to play tug of war a lot growing up, and then gave a flawless technique on how to win tug of war. I thought you were a helpless little old man that was peeing himself. Questions, 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 and I'm not getting answers. That tug of war moment, I said, you know a little too much. He's the oldest contestant in the game, yada yada, turns out to be the owner of the game and decided to play because he wanted fun. Ali, again, for me, it was just a representation that wicked things happen to good people. Ali just deserves so much better, because I've never experienced heartbreak before until I saw a bullet go through his head. Shout out to that girl. I don't know her name, I don't know her play number, but I'll put in a picture. Shout out to her. If seduction and weaponizing your sexuality is the only thing that will keep you alive, do it. Smart help. Now let's talk about the games which drive the plot. So at first, when they said they're playing red light, green light, and they explained the rules, I was like, oh, easy. Like, if you did the mannequin challenge back in like what, 2014, 15, 16, you'll be good. When I saw the first bullet go after the motion sensor picked up someone moving, I said, ho ho ho, we didn't play this one in school. And I tweeted, not a single game would have solved my survival. When I saw people now responding to my tweet, oh, I would have survived this one, I would have done,
No.
Unless you're telling me that you are accustomed to hearing gunshots, but then also like you will not flinch when someone's blood moisturizes your face. Or if a body just like fell and died right next to you, you wouldn't move. And this is why I know you all are capping, because deep down you will shake. You will shake and you will get shot. Second game, Honeycomb Madness. I would have picked the star, but I would have still died. Second I hear a gunshot, I flinch, so it breaks. Everyone that was lying on Twitter, keep lying, because I don't know who you think you're fooling. Then obviously the next game was Tug of Warring to Death. People are saying it's a thriller. I think it was a horror series when they took 3 steps forward in order to like make the other team lose balance. You're bold as hell. Again, I don't have this will to live that all these people have. Like this deep founded drive to stay alive, I just don't possess. I would have let go of that thing and just jumped myself. Like, at the end of the day, all this suffering for what? To get all this money and go back to suffering just with a little more money? No. And I'm getting to this conclusion. I don't think you can win all that money, see all that trauma, and still be okay. No, that's too much death. The next game was the marble game. This is where I feel like the E in egoism would have stood for ehis in that game. I would have done exactly what player 456 did to that old man, without regret, without remorse. Sorry, your mind is playing tricks on you? Damn, not my fault. When we saw Shaisi Sanwo, when he did my boy Ali like that, my heart broke. Like, I felt pain. As you are losing marbles, you start sweating more, and you look to your right, and the men in red are stood right there waiting to shoot you. Again, if you sit at home and you watch it and you're like, well, I would not have swindled that old man. Again, shout out to you for being a good person. Whoa, you're making heaven, but you're dying. Then the next game, I called it Jumper Death and Mirror One. First of all, let's talk about picking up the numbers. If you use brain, you will not pick any of the early numbers. Like, in my head, I'm thinking I will never go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 because I need to see enough people go before me to establish my technique, and I don't know why that's not like common sense. So the people that are rushing for like number 3, where are you now? When we're doing the jumping thing at this point, thank you so much. I had fun because at the end of the day, shout out to whoever enjoys 100,000 added on the money that I gave them by dying. What was the point? Because the second I see that it's chance, and the second I see the first 2 people plummet to their death, I too dive. Very much Tom Daly, woo! And I would have been okay with that. When the girl took the thug with her, I said, shout out to radical feminism. This said, treat me like shit, die with me. Now, before the Squid Game, they had their little 3-course, their little steak. The little steak and lobster. Steak being your last meal is scary. When they all took their knives with them, another moment that proves that everyone is a better person than me. After what I saw him do to Ali, bro, you are getting chefed up. So when she now stopped him, I was like, oh, you're not that kind of person. Ego shock you. I will show you I am. Like, you're already dying, sis. How about you save your last breaths of oxygen? You're losing blood and breath and you still want to talk to stop me? Right. And then he ended up killing her. Can you enjoy all that money after seeing all that trauma? My answer is no, and if you say yes, you're sick. You witnessed 455 people, obviously 454. Old man didn't die, but semantics. You watched this, and you're telling me that every 100k you spend, you wouldn't know that blood is on your hand in some way, shape, or form. But to now be enjoying the money, knowing that 400 plus people died for me to have it, scary. I can't compute that. It's not worth it because I would not be able to live with myself. No. I was seeing some tweets of people and they were like, oh yeah, these people are so greedy. Greed and desperation they're not the same side of a coin. The misery of capitalism is literally how it forces people to do immoral things. These people are desperate. The social hierarchy of whiteness within the system that is capitalism. What? Life imitates art, art imitates life. I don't know which one it is. When I saw the VIPs come and I saw that belly, I hate to be wicked, but like, that is an American belly. And I saw that belly, I said, Then I started hearing the accents, and they weren't sounding Korean. Like, they were speaking in English, and they were giving, oh say, can't you see?
Oh, say, can you see?
I said, oh, whiteness, wealthy white men are here to sit back and watch people die as if it was a Netflix show. Basically, that shit was showing us real life. The end. Now, my thing is with the ending, first of all, pull the plug. Pull the damn plug. Like that old man on his deathbed, I don't care what speech you have to say. Listen, yank that plug and I want to hear him not getting on the plane to go and see his daughter. I think was stupid. Go and be a father. Why are you not with your kids? So this whole, oh, I'm going to take down the system, and he turns around. If you're gonna end that shit like that, season 2 should be out. Ultimately, thoroughly enjoyed it. Obviously, like this whole dystopian, everyone fight for your life, Hunger Game-esque kind of vibe we have going on. Why the Koreans winning and Hollywood flopping? I don't give shows 10 out of 10, but my butt cheeks were clenched through 9 episodes. I hope you enjoyed this video. I sure did. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts. You can leave your thoughts down below. And I hope you enjoyed, like, you know, episode 1 of our little new series.